Pull up, I'm the double. These draws want trouble. They call me DSP and my chat's full of rubble. Rebel, devil, chase me through the channel. Break these haters off with just one bad handle. Metal bracelets, facing, watch the monetization. Aim for the tips, gotta keep my concentration. Since elementary, it was destiny to see the internet penitentiary. Late Friday, or was it early Saturday? I hit him with the rant that I dropped on my payday. Duck for cover, you mark, motherfucker. Didn't mama say not to play with trolls from the gutter? I spell undercovers, I band with my brothers. And when I'm on the mic, I represent all suckers.
Good morning, everyone. On today's show, we've got a good amount to talk about. First off, we have to discuss the future of a playthrough that I have now been doing for about 2 months. And sadly, I have to admit, at this point, doesn't seem to have much of an ongoing audience. Thanks for the money, stupid nigger. The game I'm talking about is Bluuuu Prints. So we will discuss in full this game, what has happened with it, and how to handle it moving forward. I would love to get your live feedback. In addition, last night during the American Truck Simulator stream, we hit a support goal, and I had committed to everyone that if we had hit a certain amount of goals, that I would be buying a steering wheel and pedal peripheral for PC that we could use moving forward for that playthrough and other driving playthroughs. So today I'd like to start discussions on what ones I should consider. It's Dr. Zayas. So guys, let's do it. Let's talk about Bluuuu Prints. But first I have to pee. Seriously, it just hit me really bad out of nowhere. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back, and then we'll talk about Bluuuu Prints.
10 years later.
That's much better. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so folks, let's talk about Bluuuu Prints, all right? So, 2 months ago, unbeknownst to me, a game was going to release that I knew nothing about, but that everyone was going to yell at me to try. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good to me. Let's see what this is. It was on Game Pass, so there was no investment there. If I played it and didn't like it, or if I played it, it didn't work with the audience, then it wasn't a big deal. But unbeknownst to me, I would be jumping into a crazy long, very involved, multifaceted puzzle game, the likes of which I've never played before. Just play it at face value, get to room 46 and call it a day, and say you beat it because the credits roll. Here's the catch with Bluuuu Prints. It's RNG. And for a lot of people, that might actually be the reason why you end up not liking Bluuuu Prints. In fact, that's what happened with my wife. She played it and was enjoying it until she got to the point where she was like, wait, so I just can't control everything? No. She's like, well, then why do I want to play this if I'm going to end up playing it for like an hour and nothing may happen that helps? Like there may be no permanent unlocks, no permanent changes, nothing learned, and I feel like I just wasted an hour. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of the nature of roguelike games. Sometimes you have an amazing run where monstrous advancement happens, and other times it just really was a frivolous, wasted time. And she was like, I'm not going to do that. Sadly, I just don't know what to do in regards to this game because I feel like we've reached the point where I've tried everything to make it work, and I don't think it's working anymore. So actually, as of now, we must be at 45 hours of this game, okay? But yesterday was basically, how can I say, the day where I was like, I guess this is how it's going to be, all right? So on YouTube, we didn't even have 200 viewers. I think on YouTube we had like 140, 50 viewers. On Kick, we only had around 50, if not less than that. Okay? That was for the whole stream. I'm not saying, oh, that was like the beginning. That was the whole stream. Okay? Support, abysmal. Like $40, if that. I don't even think we hit $40. And the other problem with it is like sometimes you'll say, okay, sometimes streams are for a smaller audience. Like I said, we had 5 or 10 people who were paying attention. That was it. Everyone else was, oh, why is he still playing this? And it's like, well, guys, I invested so much time in this. You got to understand that, like, when you invest that much into something, you want to at least see it through. I'll tell you this right now. I would love to continue playing Bluuuu Prints, but this is a perfect example of why people say things to me such as, hey, Phil, you would just do much better if you just played whatever you liked. Stop worrying about everything around you and just play whatever you like. And then, the views and the engagement and the support will come. It's just not true. Okay, we got to move on. It's just that simple that longer games are very hard to retain an audience that can show up and engage and support with the rest of the playthrough. And there's not much I can really do about that. Okay, it is what it is. What do we do about Bluuuu Prints? I would love to keep playing it. Really, I would. But I can't keep playing it for 10 people. And I can't keep playing it if people will not show up and engage and support the streams. I can't have it that every time I play Bluuuu Prints, we have a dead stream where everyone complains they're bored and I make $30. Especially when people are yelling at me to play other things. Phil, will you play this game? Did you hear about this game? What about this game? Why aren't you playing more of this game? I'm waiting. When are you going back to this game? And it's like, I like being in demand. I love it. I would much rather be in demand than be not in demand. You get it?
Do you know what I am saying?
The problem is, so many people want me to do so much that whenever I invest a lot of time into something, it seems like it ends up being a waste. Like with Bluuuu Prints, this was a game originally I was never going to play. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was getting into, quite frankly, when I started playing it. And then when I started investing more and more and I started liking it more, it seemed like it exponentially gave the opposite effect to the viewing audience. The more I liked it and wanted to play it, more people yelled at me and said, this game sucks. Why are you still playing it? I can't believe you're still streaming Bluuuu Prints. And it's like, well, because you told me to play it and I got hooked on it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I am saying?
So I just don't know what to do. I don't want this to be every single time that I play a game and we don't hit a support goal, that immediately means that the game is off the table and we're never playing it ever again. I'm well aware that there's probably content creators out there that's how they treat everything, but I want to be able to enjoy games and understand that there may be a few times when I play a game that it's not going to be able to be well supported or well engaged. You might have a dead stream, okay? Doku says, what about a 3-strike rule? Exactly. This is what we got to start talking about. Do we give it a chance and then do a second stream? And if the second stream is falling off, then we say, all right, forget it. Okay, we know where the other 3 keys are. It's just a matter of RNG. And I mean that. It's literally a matter of RNG. I could boot up Bluuuu Prints right now and immediately get one of the keys if the game gives me the room to do it. But if it doesn't, there's nothing I can do. Really. Ellipsian says, the sigil doors aren't really required for the true ending. I do have the steps required written out for my playthrough. So what the hell is the real ending? Because the game makes it seem like that's the true ending. I mean, when you get to room 46, it says, hey, guess what? You're not done because there's these other doors and other keys you need to find. Let's do it this way. Because you know what? This person actually had made a good point now. They said, this is basically becoming a sunken cost fallacy. I mean, you're right. When you invest a certain amount of time into a playthrough or a game, you expect that you want to see it to the end, right? Can you imagine investing over 40 hours? I think we're around 45 hours into Bluuuu Prints and it's be like, we're just dropping it now. You know, it's pretty bad. You know, it's people who are going to watch it eventually and get to the end of the playthrough and be like, what, he just dropped it? And I'm with you. I'd be pissed too. I want to do one more stream of Bluuuu Prints. And I will announce it far ahead of time. It's going to be next week. I'll announce it ahead of time so everyone is well aware of when it is, you know. And people who like Bluuuu Prints, I'm going to make a call to you to show up for it. All right? Do what you can. And I understand if you can't, but I'm going to say, hey, we're doing a big Bluuuu Print stream. I want to make progress. I'm going to need help with this. Not only am I saying, oh, show up and, of course, financially support the stream, but I'm saying engage with the stream. If there's something that I've literally missed 100 times, let me know so I can find it and make progress. I can't just keep going by and not doing things and not making progress. I need to finish the game. I want to see it through. But if it really is RNG, then I don't know how long it's going to take. You know, I need people to be there for it. So if I do one more stream of Bluuuu Prints and this game gets no one showing up, no one's engaging and helping me with it, and no one supports the stream, then I'm sorry, that's going to be the end of it. And I'll announce it formally during that video or whatever, too. So those who are watching it on demand will know. All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Good show. But, you know, we're out of time. We had more time, I would look for the PC wheel today, but I guess we'll save that for tomorrow. That'll be a segment for tomorrow's show. Makes sense? And thanks for watching. And I'm excited. We're almost there. We're almost to Thursday.
Vietnamese sucks the fish off the bone and then eats the bone and goes, I know he's gonna have food in his belly.
I'm very excited.